How's it going, guys? It's Uber Jack here with another video for you today, and this one we're going to be talking about something probably a lot of you wouldn't have heard about. I only heard about it recently, and it's actually, I say recently, I only heard about it yesterday, so that's why I want to make this video as soon as I can. And it's called Uber Pro. And if any of you watched the last video that I made the other day talking about commission, things like that, I genuinely did not know about Uber Pro until, as I say, yesterday. So when I made that video, I had no idea that it even existed. But I was making the video saying about, you know, commission, could there be like a loyalty scheme or something like that? And there is something very similar, and it's called Uber Pro. Now, it's only available currently in the United States. I think 30 cities. It's been recently rolled out to, it was 10 cities. It's been recently rolled out an extra 20, so that's 30 cities. Something like 100,000 drivers are going to be benefiting from Uber Pro. And basically what it is a bonus stroke incentive scheme for drivers. And you know, it fits in well with, as I say, what I was talking about the other day. So basically, just to give you guys a little, you can go on the Uber website, not the British one. You'd have to go onto the American one, and you can read up about Uber Pro. This is what I did, so I've got a bit of an understanding about it that I'll just give you guys a brief idea of what it is, and then we'll discuss if we think it could come over here to the UK. So what it is, as I say, is a loyalty sort of incentive scheme based on points. So you'll be given points for certain things, like, for example, I understand one trip is like a point. If you take trips during certain hours, you get extra points. You get extra points for having a high acceptance rate. You get high points. You get more points for having a low cancellation rate, and also a high driver rating. So what they're doing is they're almost saying to the good, you know, the drivers that are accepting a lot, hardly ever cancelling, and keeping up the standards to be a 5-star driver or as close as they can. I think like it's all detailed on the website about, you know, what you need, the criteria, what you need, and there's different levels. So there's like silver, gold, or bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, or it might be silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. That's it. And depending on your level, depends on your rewards that you're gonna get. So some of the rewards that they offer for Uber Pro in the United States, in the cities that are currently trialing it, is things like cashback on fuel, tuition fees are free. So that probably isn't something that we'll see over here, tuition fees being free. You can tell that they're kind of targeting students to be Uber drivers. And the thing is, as we've spoke about before, it's a lot easier to be an Uber driver in the United States than it is in the UK. There's less legislation, there's less in terms of licensing, less costs incurred, so it is something that can be done as a part-time role. So they're obviously aiming for those people and then rewarding them as well, by giving, you know, like something like free tuition fees. That's a big thing for someone in that sort of situation. So that's in a nutshell what it is. As I say, I'll put the link in the description for you guys to read up on it and find out exactly what it is. But my thinking is that it just shows what Uber can do and how their thinking is, perhaps. So, you know, I think this is a worldwide thing that drivers are starting to get a bit, you know, agitated, and their voices are being heard about certain matters. You know, over here the commission is a big thing, so I wouldn't be surprised if after it comes out of beta, it's in beta testing, so after it's come out of that and after, you know, the trials are done, if it comes over here, I wouldn't be surprised if we might see something in terms of rewards being things like lower commission. You know, that could be a possibility. And the thing about it is, it's not like, oh well, yeah, you've hit diamond, you can have that for life. It's like done on a rolling 3-month basis. So say today was the start date, today would be the start of when you start making points, and you'll rank up through the levels, and your rewards will get better and better and better. So you want to be the top drivers in the diamond category, and you're going to be getting the bigger benefits. So I think you know, there's nothing to suggest that it's going to come over here, but I think it really could. And I'm sure Uber, if you're a driver who's meeting their criteria, you're accepting. I think the acceptance rate, you know, it was like 80%. So if you got a high acceptance rate, you've got a really low cancellation rate, you're getting really good ratings from passengers, so you're up close to the 5-star rating, you're gonna get rewarded, and that's key, I think, for Uber, because they then know that those drivers will be looking to get the points to rank up, or keep their rank as well, because you want to keep it at that rank during these 3-month periods. They'll keep that by having the high acceptance, by taking trips during certain hours where they're giving out more points. It's a good way to control what your drivers are doing by rewarding them, and I think it's great. It's much like any sort of incentive or bonus scheme that you might get in certain jobs. It reminds me of a sales job I used to do, whereby there was sort of, you know, commission that you could earn, but you had to hit certain criteria. So it's not as simple as saying, yeah, you've done this much work this month, you're going to hit a bonus. You had to hit criteria. And really, guys, it's not super hard criteria for this Uber Pro. You're just doing your job, you're getting paid along the way, and then you're going to get bonuses. One of the other rewards that they offer on the Uber Pro beta testing in the States is priority pickups on things like airport transfers. That would be a great idea here. So say there's someone about to book a trip to the airport. There could be 50 drivers around the area, but only 10 of them maybe in the criteria for getting priority, and then they might, you know, that could work. But I think if they even offer something similar with the cashback on fuel, and also do something with the commission, you know, they could do, say, silver drivers will get a 2% reduction in commission, gold will get a 5%. You know, you could have diamond drivers down on 15-10%, who knows. And then Uber are technically competing with the likes of Ola on their low commission and a few others, but they're also making sure their drivers are doing essentially what they want, and that's providing a good service. That's what it is at the end of the day. And you know, are available in the hours that they've got the high traffic. That's when they want the drivers to be there, and that's the hours we want to be working too, because that's when you're going to make the most money. When you know, there's spikes in rides that are becoming available. So Uber Pro, you know, I'm hopeful it's something that'll come over here. It's so funny that I was talking about this just in the last video a few days ago, and then I seen some other guy on YouTube talking about it from the States, saying that it was rolled out to an extra 20 cities, and I was like, what is Uber Pro? You know, and looking into it, I wouldn't rule it out. I don't see why it wouldn't be ruled out, because as you know here, acceptance rates and cancellation rates were a thing, but then they sort of got taken out because people were like, well, how can you know, mark us? You weren't getting anything for it. It was just like, you know, they would try to give you feedback and say, oh, your acceptance rate's low, but it all comes down to this self-employed thing where you're like, well, I can refuse jobs. Why you give me a low acceptance rate and then trying to give me training about it when I'm only doing what the role involves? I'm not employed by you. I don't have a contract to take this, and this. but they could introduce something like Uber Pro, and then, you know, that's a different ball game altogether, because they're actually going to offer something back other than just, you know, the fare trip, the price of the fare that you would have got anyway. So it could be the ace up Uber sleeve. Who knows? I was very surprised when I seen it, very excited. Check the link out, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think it could be something that makes its way to the shores over here? What do you think about the rewards that are offered, and what rewards do you think we could have? I think commission's a big one, cash back on fuel, priority on, you know, longer trips in the airport would be great. Yeah, you know, it would really be an extra notch, and I think a lot of drivers would do well in terms of the ranking that they're at. When I read through the different criteria for each level, you know, I would be a diamond driver already. Not to brag, but, you know, if I'm online, I'm accepting trips. I'm not really rejecting anything unless it's ridiculously far away, but it never usually is. I don't cancel before I'm allowed to cancel, so that's when a cancellation rate affects you. It's not once, you know, if you turn up at someone's house, you've tried ringing them and you've waited the allocated time and then you leave, that doesn't affect your cancellation. So I you know, my cancellation rate would be minimal, if anything. And obviously, as you guys know, in a few videos before I've done, I'm a 5-star rated driver, which I still am as well, and they're not things that are hard to do. They're really not. So let's see, let's wait and see. It could be quite a while before it does come here, because, as I say, it's in testing, so don't expect anything too soon, but it's worth looking into. It's worth getting excited about in some ways. Yeah, so I just wanted to cover that with you guys, let you know about it in case you didn't, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.